Hi, my name's Emily. I am here with a book haul. I did not realize it had been a month since I did a book haul, so sorry about that. It also means I have a lot of books to haul, which is kind of nice. I did not know when the last time I did one was, and so I went back and looked it up, and I was honestly shocked that it had been a month. And so I'm not 100% sure that I actually gathered all the books I got during that time, but I certainly got enough for a very decent haul. I am going to start with ones that I actually purchased and then end with ones that were gifts or prizes or things from publishers. Okay. I'm actually going to start with the only library book I added this time. I also got Saga Volume 3, but I got it, read it at the library, and brought it back without ever leaving the library. But then I also got this Nebula Awards Showcase 2014. This is just a compilation of a lot of things that won the Nebula Award this year, and the Nebula Award is a fantasy fiction award. And so I sometimes like to look at these compilations to see stories and excerpts and things from authors that I might not otherwise know if I like, and it gives me kind of an easy way to try things out. So picked it up from the library. I'm excited to kind of flip through, see what catches my attention, and go from there. Okay. Then I bought Con Eagledon. Fail, Emily. Okay, so I got this book, Wars of the Roses, Stormbird. This is the first book in this author's brilliant new historical series about two families who plunged England into a devastating decades-long civil war. And I love historical fiction. I'm very excited to read this book. I got it at Costco, obviously, from the sticker, which is where I buy like all of my books, I feel like. And this map, look at it. It's so good. God, I love maps. It's just so pretty. I like this book. I'm very excited. The other book I bought at Costco was also another book I bought because it was so pretty, which is Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. I've been hearing excellent things about this book. It has deckled edges, which I like. I've been hearing such good things about this book that I decided to go ahead and buy it, even though I had somebody who was offering to send it to me. And it's just such a really pretty book. The inside is so pretty. It has maps somewhere, which I might not be able to find, but it does have maps in here. And then it also, it's a fantasy book, just so you know. And I'm not sure if it's technically YA or adult, but the beginning says it's an untested young princess, so I'm going to assume that's a YA book. And it talks about combating sorceresses and epic battles between good and evil and magic, and I mean, really, what could be bad about that? So, Queen of the Tearling, Erica Johansson, it's so pretty. Look at the spine. Just so good. Okay. Now I bought a bunch of things. I went to another book signing event that had a lot of authors at it, and so I bought a bunch of books that I was able to have signed, and so that's why this pile is so big. I bought Noggin by John Corey Whaley, which he signed. Hey, so that's cool. He was hilarious at the event. It was another Irving Library event. It was so good. And so I haven't read anything by him yet, though, and I'm really excited to try it out. I've heard good things about this one and this one, which I haven't read yet, but Where Things Come Back by John Corey Whaley. I was a little bit on the fence about this one because I think it has to do with a kidnapping or a murder or disappearance of a young kid. I don't know which one, which tend to be books that are tough for me to read. Just, I'm a mom, and so, I mean, I think they can be tough for people who aren't moms too, but I found that since I became a mom, it is a subject that is even tougher for me to read, and so I really don't love them a lot of the time, but I've heard so many good things about this book, and it won the Prince, and so I think I'm willing to give it a try. Plus, I got it signed, so that's fun. Noggin is kind of a science fiction-y type of book about a guy who is super sick, decides to cryogenically freeze his head, and like 2 years later, they're able to scientifically somehow attach his head to somebody else's body. He comes back, and in those 2 or 3 years, obviously everybody else has kind of moved on, and so he's kind of figuring out where he fits in. So that's what this book's about. I also got The Burning Sky by Sherry Thomas. I've heard really great things about this book. It's the first one in a fantasy trilogy, but I haven't heard much else. She cracked my ish up at the event. She was so funny and dark and just hilarious. And so it made me even more excited to read her book. And I love author events that have a ton of authors at them, because I almost always find somebody like that who I hadn't really heard of before, but is so engaging at the event that I just know I have to buy their stuff. And so this is this one. The second one comes out soon also. So I'm excited. Or it's out already, or it's about to come out. Either way, I'm excited. This is the first one. And she signed it. I got both of these at the event. Yes, I know they're mismatched, but it was a library event, so they didn't have everything to buy, and I didn't prepare. I didn't know that they weren't going to have everything to buy, so... And I don't have the first one. It's a heartbreak. I mean, really, I shouldn't care that much. I do, but I decided it was more important to have the signed copies than that they matched. And I'm second guessing that decision right now. But anyway, this is the second and third book in the Into the Still Blue series by Veronica Rossi. Great science fiction, romance, YA kind of a series. Really enjoyable. If you're looking for an entry point into YA, I cannot, not YA, science fiction. If you're looking for an entry point to science fiction, I really cannot recommend this series enough to you as a kind of a starting place. It's kind of sci-fi light a little bit, and a great compelling YA story. I love it. I have not been able to bring myself to read the finale, though I hear it's good. I just don't want it to be over yet, so I just can't do it yet. But it's a really good science fiction-y YA series, and I really recommend it. I also bought The Forsaken by Lisa M. Stoss. This, she was there too. This is a dystopian. I don't know much else about it, except that it's fast-paced, dystopian, Divergent, Hunger Games comparisons. This is the first one. I think they're all out, or at least one more than this is out. I don't know. So anyway, that. And then Side Effects May Vary by Julie Murphy. She's a Dallas author, and so I see her at a lot of events. I was finally able to get this one signed by her. So that's fun. And yeah, and also a fun bookmark. So that's cool. And actually, the very first time I ever met Julie Murphy was like one of the very first events I ever went to here in Dallas. Hadn't heard of her. Her book wasn't out yet. Didn't know it was coming. I was just starting to blog, just sort of really new to the sort of book scene, and so hadn't heard of her. She hands me this, not this exact bookmark, but a bookmark that looks just like this. And I thought it was like for her blog or something. I was like, wow, you got bookmarks made for your blog? That's such a good idea. That's like so professional. And I look on the back, she's like a freaking author, and now her book got super popular. And so anyway, I'm an idiot. That's the moral of that story. Okay, books that I was given. This is an arc of The Midnight Thief by Livia Blackburn. I heard great things about this. This is an arc that my friend Nikki was kind enough to lend to me, and I'm really thankful to her. It's about, it's an assassin thief type of book. So the main girl is a thief, and she's recruited to the Assassin's Guild, and then it's a dual POV with a guy who is a palace knight, and I'm sure shenanigans ensue. They probably fall in love. I don't know. It's a YA. But so far I've read the first 5 chapters. I really like it. Not 100% in the mood for a dual POV book at this exact minute in my life, so I might not finish it right now. But I think I'm going to finish it really soon because I do like it a lot, and people I trust have said that they really liked it, and so I just think I need to read a single point of view book. I read a really bad dual POV book recently. I don't feel like one right now, so I'm just gonna put it down because I know I'm gonna love it if I'm in the right mood. So, and look at that cover. It's a Disney Hyperion book. So anyway, I'm just excited. So that's from Nikki. And obviously her blog will be below. These I got from the author. J. Kathleen Chaney sent me The Golden City, which is the first book, and then The Seed of Magic was just the second book. I got a couple of these, so I'll be giving one away at one point on my blog. It has to do, it's sort of an underwater city situation, and I'm going to feature it during like my mermaid underwater feature that I'm doing on the blog later this month. I'm very excited about it, but it has an intricate mystery of murder, spies, selkies, and very dark magic. Need I say more? So I got both of these. I got also 2 more of these, but I don't have to hold them up twice. And then I also got an art copy of this from my friend Tabitha, and I just didn't know, she was giving it to me. I just didn't know I was getting these at the time, so I was excited to get that. She also sent me this, A Barricade in Hell by Jamie Lee Moyer. It's set in San Francisco, which is super cool. It's sort of a ghostly romantic tale. I think this is the second one in a series, but she said the series was so good and she was willing to send this to me, and I was so grateful. So I can't wait to start the series and get into this book. I'm super excited. So you should definitely check out both Nikki and Tabitha. I will definitely link their blogs below. If you are into fantasy at all and you're not following their blogs, you are doing it wrong, basically. So you totally should do that. I also got this one from someone on Twitter who I'm having a little bit of a brain fart as to who it was that sent it to me. So if it was you, I'm really sorry. I'm trying to dig through Twitter, and if I can, I'll add your name to the below. But I got it on Twitter. Someone who was just kind of getting rid of books they didn't want asked if anybody wanted it. I said I did. I think this is an art copy. Oh, did I get it from? I did. I got it from Alyssa at With the Band. I totally forgot. Sorry, Alyssa. Thank you so much for this. So I got Hild. She was trying to get rid of it. I wanted to give it a good home. I've been eyeing it forever. It's a historical, like medieval times book about, I'm not 1000% sure, but it sounds really good every time I've read about it, which is a lot, just not recently. So anyway, I'm excited to read this book. It's a chunker, so we'll see when I get to it, but thank you, Alyssa, and sorry, I forgot who it was for a minute there. These last three I got from Tor Books, publisher, which is very kind of them. House of the Four Winds, which I've read and reviewed on my blog. I will link it below. I really liked it. I gave it 4 stars. This is a book about a princess. She's the eldest of 12 girls. 13th child is a boy. The parents are like, we love you and all, but we can't afford 12 dowries, so why don't y'all go seek your future somewhere? She decides to pose as a man and go onto a ship and see what happens. She's really good at sword fighting and things like that. So anyway, it had pirates, it had cross-dressing, it had a little bit of romance, it had pirates, and more pirates. It was very good. I liked it a lot. I thought that the end kind of left a little bit to be desired, but the world she built, just the feel of it, as soon as I was done with the prologue, I was like, I'm going to like this book. It's written kind of like a fairy tale, but in a more sort of accessible way, and it was just really, really good. This is by Mercedes Lackey and James Mallory. It was one of my most anticipated books of the year, and I'm really glad and thankful to Tor for sending me a copy. They also just recently sent me Full Fathom 5 by Max Gladstone, which I haven't read. I think it's the 3rd book in this world, but you don't necessarily have to have read the first 2. At least I'm hoping, because I haven't yet. But this is a fantasy. It has to do, it's supposed to be really great. Max Gladstone, I think, was nominated for the Campbell Award in the Hugo Awards, which is sort of like a newish writer award. And so I've really been meaning to read some Gladstone, and I was very thankful to Tor for sending it to me. I'll be reviewing it probably on the blog. And then I got Unwept by Tracy Hickman and Laura Hickman, which is book 1 of The Nightbirds. That's a creepy cover, you guys. That is a creepy cover. It appears to be a book about somebody who gets amnesia and can't remember who she is and doesn't know what she's doing, and yeah, creeps. So creepy. Okay, so that's it. That's the haul. I don't even know how many books that was. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know, 20? Less than 20? 18? 15? So anyway, thanks for sticking with me. Sorry about this situation. My husband's working in the office, which is where I normally film, and I figured it was better to just film, even if this, then not. So I hope it worked out. We'll see how it goes. And then thank you guys for being patient. I will have another video probably soon, because I'm going to do the booktube-a-thon. No, a year-a-thon. I'm going to do a year-a-thon tomorrow. Starts Monday, actually. It's a middle grade theme, and I've been saving up middle grade stuff all year, or basically for like 3 months, because I knew it was coming and I'm very excited. So I'm going to probably do a might be read list for that. And then I'll probably do a wrap up for that. And so there's a lot of good stuff coming. I'm doing another readathon, Battle Books, whatever number 13 or something is later this month, so I'm gonna do that too. And so there'll be hauls, there'll be readathons. I'll try to do a review at some point, but I might just keep doing mini reviews because that seems to work well for me. So if you guys have any other questions or comments or things you'd like to see, leave it below. I look forward to talking to you, and let me know what else you'd like to see on the channel. I'm very excited. All right, thanks guys, bye.